everyone. My name is Nadia binti Lani and my metric number is A21B31N64. Okay, I will introduce about this group assignment. The task that we need to perform is about the entrepreneur's profile. Okay, briefly, an entrepreneur is someone who has the skill and willingness to create, handle, and succeed in a startup enterprise, as well as the risk that comes with it, in order to turn a profit. But not to forget the fact that while an entrepreneur is a manager is not always an entrepreneur. Okay, like this. An entrepreneur is the owner of the business, hence he is responsible for all financial and other risks. While a manager, on the other hand, is an employee who is paid for his work. Okay, now let's move on to the characteristic of a successful entrepreneur. A succeed entrepreneur is who are willing to take a risk. Not only that, but it must be a very innovative in order to produce new ideas, start a business and profit from it. An entrepreneur also should be knowledgeable about his product offers and current market trends. To summarize, being able to be accountable and then adjust as needed is an important element of becoming a successful business. Next, our group also studied the importance of entrepreneurship throughout the process of completing this group assignment. One of them is that entrepreneurship can lead to job creation. Entrepreneurship also contributes to a more stable and high-quality community life for the company. Okay, after learning about the definition of entrepreneur, the traits of a successful entrepreneur, and the importance of entrepreneurship, our group has presented Mr. Othman bin Awang Kecil, an entrepreneur who should be emulated for his determination and success. We were able to learn a little about his background, the history of his business, which namely Miss Salah Manis Enterprise, his story before launching this venture, and even more, through an online interview utilizing the Google Meet application.
Assalamualaikum to everyone. Today I would like to present about entrepreneur background. The entrepreneur name is Encik Othman bin Awang Kecil, which is known as Miss Salah. He is 51 years old and now live in Maran Pahang. He also married to Mrs. Nur Zulailawati binti Shamsuddin and have 4 children. He is opened his company in 2001 and now is operation in 21 years old already. Besides that, Encik Othman also was a student in college vocational and also one of the Ahli Bersekutu University Putra Malaysia. The next is factors that bring Encik Othman into this business. It is because he like it and this is his ambition. He also have his own vision, which is tomorrow must be better than before. Other than that, he also mentioned that 9% from his sustenance is from business. He also said that he want a better life for his family. The last is the position Encik Othman in this company. The position Encik Othman in this company is as owner or CEO. But he said the owner also need to do the same job like the other workers. Encik Othman also received award as Icon of Pertanian Agrobank and chosen to be promoted in YouTube. That's all from me. Thank you.
Hello and good afternoon. My name is ANANDHAN. Today I'm going to present about the company background. Encik Othman company name is Mi Salah Manis Enterprise, MSME. The name of this company comes from his nickname. Mr. Othman's nickname is Mi Salah. What type of business he is running and in what industry? Mr. Othman stated that he runs a sole proprietorship business. Mi Salah Manis Enterprise, MSME, is a business entity registered with Companies Commission of Malaysia (SSM) and issued with the registration number CA 0053048A for its business operation. MSME is a business under the agriculture and food production industry. Who are the target customers? During the interview, we asked about who his target customers were, and he said that the target customers are government departments, entrepreneurs, wholesalers of food companies, retailers, and consumers of various age groups. How does he run the business? Besides that, Mr. Othman also tells how he started and run this business until now successfully. Mi Salah Manis Enterprise (MSME) started operating in 2001 by selling fruits at night market. He had a deep interest in agriculture starting in 2010 after the government launched agriculture policy is a business. Therefore, he did not wait long to decide to seize the opportunity to run his business in the agriculture industry. He has a high spirit to be one of the successful icons. Mr. Othman started an agriculture business by growing jackfruit on his own farm. After a few years, the company began to grow and is now a general construction contractor company that supplies manpower in agriculture, plantation, heavy machinery rental, and also a wholesale transport agent and supplier of local fruits to neighboring countries such as Thailand and Indonesia. MSME has also seized the opportunity provided by the Ministry of Finance through its online e-procurement approach by registering as a supplier recognized by the Ministry of Finance. How many employees he have? Mi Salah Manis Enterprise have 40 people of employees are currently working. He has diligent and hardworking employees working to generate his business at a high level. Mr. Othman always said that although he was the owner of his company, but he would also work as an employee for the company to give spirit to his own business.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is MOHAMMAD SYAUQI bin ISMAIL. My metric number 821825898. I will present my part, which is the entrepreneur before starting the venture. First question is about what is your previous work experience before starting the venture. While waiting for the result of the SPM examination in the 1990, Mr. Othman migrated abroad to Singapore and worked as a manual laborer to raise money to pay off his business debt. Mr. Othman was also a grocery store salesman at one time, where he sold various groceries to the community around his place. Due to several factors, he had to close his retail business and go to Singapore to pay off his debt. This did to break his spirit but gave him the confidence to keep working. Second question is, did you have any role model when grow up? Specifically, Mr. Othman is not great by any icon or role model as a follower, but he loved to observe his friends around him who are already successful and very disciplined. He is very inspired by the way his friends divide their time working with family. So if there are any questions about the business, Mr. Othman will immediately ask his colleagues. Mr. Othman also advised that successful people will make full use of 24 hours. This is because successful people are not simply because they can afford to buy a watch worth hundreds of thousands, but successful people are those who manage to value time in the right way. Many times Mr. Othman stresses that time was golden and very valuable. Third question is about, did you do entrepreneurial thing as a youth? Prior to starting this SMME business, Mr. Othman has opened a small grocery store with only a capital of 500 ringgit. This is because in his school day, Mr. Othman grew up as an orphan and he had to go on with life on his own because no one could afford it. Mr. Othman also advised that in business the capital is on the 10th floor, while on the first floor is honesty and passion. Here, Mr. Othman tried to explain that we must be brave enough to take risks to start something. If there are no challenges, it is not an easy path to become a successful entrepreneur. Fourth question is about when did you know you want to be an entrepreneur? Mr. Othman has always aspired to be an entrepreneur since childhood. His life background when in the past was not from a happy family. Mr. Othman intends to change his life because he does not want the same thing to happen to his family one day. So he did various business to improve the economy of his life. And today, the thing that Mr. Othman dreamed of his come true when he managed to become the manager of Misalah company. The last question is, did you have parents who were entrepreneurs? One upon a time, Mr. Othman's mother was a night market trader. Seeing the hardship of a single mother raising her children, it has managed to fool Mr. Othman's spirit to follow in his mother's footsteps to become an entrepreneur and determined to change their life for the better. But God loved both of his parents more. Mr. Othman has to grow up the absence of his parents from an early age. The matter has fooled Mr. Othman's spirit to work hard to be fashionable in the business world.
Assalamualaikum and very good afternoon. My name is Muhammad Adam bin Muhammad WIDAD. My number metric is A21B2593. Okay, today I would like to present about entrepreneur profile, which is the part of the entrepreneur at the time he start the venture. Okay, the entrepreneur at the time he start the venture. Firstly, the motivation. Why everyone can be success but not me? Okay, that question eventually managed to motivate Mr. Othman to the point that he managed to become an entrepreneur today. In addition, Mr. Othman was also raised by a single mother, and this has fueled his passion to start a business in order to change the fate of their life for the better than ever before. Without any motivation, Mr. Othman managed to start a business and success with his business until now. Okay, next for the goals. His goal is to change for his life better. Mr. Othman stated that his vision and goals was to change his life so that tomorrow is better than today. Even so, Mr. Othman is a very humble, successful entrepreneur. Did not at all expect his business to be successful to this point. Mr. Othman also a very hardworking person. He worked very hard to achieve the target. After that, resource. People believe and self-discipline. The trust of those around him as well as self-discipline was like the most important capital as he developed this business. Sort of belief that did Mr. Othman have to trust ourselves, intention, and also trust with God is the key of successful in business. Mr. Othman always say that if you want to be a successful entrepreneur, you need to trust yourself first. Mr. Othman also said, if you want to be the entrepreneur, it must come from your heart and interest to be an entrepreneur without coercion from others. That business that we want to do or will be do for sure will become business in future, successful in future. Okay, last but not least, for the risk. The bigger risk, the more you learn. Okay, in this one we can talk about Mr. Othman did not specifically state the type of risk he had ever faced. However, he did share some valuable advice during our interview. He said, do not be afraid of the risk, that risk is normal in life. Believe me, the greater the risk, the more enthusiasm we have. We will also taste the great sweetness if the risk involved in greater. For example, if you want to be good at swimming, you must know how to drown first. Okay, that's all from me. Thank you.
Okay, as a conclusion, the findings of our interviews with Mr. Othman have shown us that the fundamental keys to establishing business success are passion and ambition. Self-discipline, honesty, trust, and appreciation to God are the keys to the next level of achievement. And for a Muslim, performing prayers 5 times a day is the key to actual success. Lastly, he emphasized the importance of students who are interested in pursuing a career in entrepreneurship to being dedicated and honest with themselves. So that's all from us. Thank you for watching.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh dan salam satu Malaysia. Pakcik Osman bin Awang Kecil daripada Marapahan mendoakan semoga anak-anak semua terus maju jaya dan mencapai kejayaan yang diidam-idamkan dan supaya dipermudahkan segala urusan dan pelajaran apa semuanya.